today in appreciation for all that you have done for me. Thank you, Jesus, for your sacrifice so that I may reconcile to God and set free from the bondage of sin. Thank you for enduring so much suffering on my behalf. I pray that I will have the same kind of strength to enjoy life for your sake. In your name, I pray. Amen. God bless you. So, girls, today we will discuss the last topic of the last chapter of our economics book, that is the balance of payment, that is the equilibrium and the disequilibrium in balance of payment. All you have cleared out the meaning of balance of trade. Everyone, you have cleared about the meaning of balance of trade or payment.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you explain it? What is it? What is balance of trade payment? What do you
Ma'am,
have
balance,
understood about balance? Yes, Bacha.
ma'am, balance of payment means the economic transactions between our country and rest of the world.
Okay. So simply we can say that balance of payment, it is a statement listing receipts and payments in the international transactions of a country, and it is based on double entry bookkeeping concept. In the credit balance, receipts of foreign exchange from abroad are stated, and in the debit balance, payment in the foreign exchange to foreign residents are stated. Equal debit and credit balances if entries are done properly. And if we talk about its accounting, I mean, what kind of accounting, what kind of aspects of the of this balance of payment accounting? So here we have some entries which we made, like on the credit and on the debit side. We enter on the credit side, all the exports of goods and services are enter, income receivable from the abroad, transfers from the abroad, increase in external liabilities, and decrease in external asset. All these are stated in the credit transaction. And what are in the debit transaction? It's import of goods and services, income payable on abroad, transfer to abroad, decrease in the external liabilities, and increase in the external assets. So when we talk about its accounting, this balance of payment, it follows the accounting system of double entry. So balance of payment accounting system, it is an accounting system that is designed to track buy and sell transactions between the countries by an individual or by a business or by the government agencies. So a double entry system in which each transactions create a credit entry and a debit entry of equal value. So buying goods and services, it creates debit entries, and selling things produce credit entries. And the two balance of payment entries are used to denote the giving and receiving sides of the external transactions. So in the net sum of the credit and the debit entries is zero. And the data that are collected from many sources like dispensaries between the discrepancies between the entries that are occur in the various reasons, and omissions and inaccurate measurements may occur. So when there is equality between the sum of the credit and the debit entries, it is brought about the inclusion of balancing items. Okay. So next we will discuss the equilibrium in balance of payment. Now, what is equilibrium of balance of payment? Can you tell me what do you mean by equilibrium in balance of payment? Here means when demand for and supply of foreign currency in the nation in a given period are equal, it is viewed as equilibrium position. Means when these but means when there is means this so demand and the supply of foreign currency in a nation it is equal, that is a equilibrium position in the balance of payment. But in case like most of the countries, most of the nations, it is not so that they may either enjoy a surplus in this balance of payment or deficit. So if they they may face this deficit, it may require deficit or surplus, it is required the disequilibrium in the balance of payment. So we can say like this balance of equilibrium. So balance of payment equilibrium, it occurs when induced balance of payment transactions like those engineered by the government that are to be influenced the nominal exchange rate, that is zero, and implies the autonomous receipts from export and the sale of securities abroad. When these are equal means the autonomous payment for imports and the purchase of securities from foreign residents, when these gonna be equal to zero, that is a situation of equilibrium in the balance of payment. Even since there is change in the stock of official reserve for foreign exchange, ठीक है ना, even they are the means this balance of payment equilibrium, it requires that stock of foreign exchange reserve it should be constant. So if the debit on current account is greater than the credit, then fund flow into the country that are recorded on the credit side of the capital, and the excess debit is wiped out. Means this gonna be equal to the current account plus the capital account, that it should be equal to zero. That situation is called the balance of payment and equilibrium in the balance of payment. Is it clear? Is it clear the meaning of balance
Yes,
equilibrium
ma'am.
in balance of payment? When it gonna be equals to zero. And what is disequilibrium in balance of payment? Can you tell me what is disequilibrium? Means when they're gonna be either they're gonna be surplus or they're gonna be deficit in the trade, in the payments, that that is equal to us, that is a that is a balance of payment in that is disequilibrium in the balance of payment. Now we have that this disequilibrium, it simply means there are various causes of disequilibrium. um, like I'll tell you one thing more, that whenever we talk about balance of payment surplus, it simply means when like we take the figures, like we have some figures, and when the current sorry when the current account balance plus capital account balance, it is equal to 0. We know that this gonna be situation, it is the equilibrium in the BOP, that is balance of payment. And when the answer comes in the minus form, means this capital account, it is, suppose it is 5,000, and the current account, it is 3,000, and the answer is coming in minus 2,000. That means it is a balance of payment deficit. And when its current account, it is more, means maybe it is 8,000, and the capital account balance, it is 5,000, mean the answer comes in positive, that is 3,000, then it is a balance of payment surplus. So we can say, when we subtract the capital account balance from the current account balance, when it comes in a negative, when the answer is coming in a negative, I mean in a subtraction sign is there, then it simply means there is a balance of payment deficit. And when the answer coming in a positive figures, then simply means there is balance of payment surplus is there. ठीक? So here we have different causes. So we have listed different causes of disequilibrium in balance of payment. These are visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we were talking about the causes. So I told you that this disequilibrium, that is in a country's balance of payment position, means that is arises either for a short period or for a long period. So this balance of payment, it is more comprehensive in scope and covers the total debts and credits of all the items that are visible as well as invisible. So we can simply say that this, when there is even there is a effect of this balance of trade, also we will discuss. So in short, these balance of payment, these may be thought of a balance scale with every addition of one side necessity and addition of other to keep it equilibrium. So here we listed first point or first cause of this, it is there is unfavorable BOT, mean unfavorable balance of trade. That means there are more imports, mean imports are exceeding the exports. That's why huge development and investment programs in the developing economies are the root cause of the disequilibrium in the balance of payment. Next cause is the cyclical fluctuations. So these cyclical fluctuations and their phases and amplitudes are another cause of disequilibrium in balance of payment. Means this cyclical fluctuation induced by operations of the trade cycles that are differ in different countries, and which are generally produces cyclical disequilibrium in this country's balance of payment. For example, if there occur a business recession in the foreign country, and it may easily cause a fall in the exports and exchange earning of countries concerned with, resulting in disequilibrium in the balance of payment. Next cause of the disequilibrium in the balance of payment, that is the burden. It is burden of payment of foreign debt. So one another reason for surplus or deficit in the balance of payment, it may arise out of international borrowings and investments. So a country, it may tend to have an adverse balance when it borrows heavily from the another country, or it may start lending that may also have a favorable balance and a deficit balance when loan is rapid. So this may also become a cause of disequilibrium in the balance of payment. Next cause is the speedy economic development. So due to rapid economic development, this also resulting income and price effects that are adversely affect its balance of payment. So this gonna also affects are also disequilibrium, causes a disequilibrium in the balance of payment. Next is the inadequate inadequate promotion of exports. Now, a vast increase in the domestic production of foodstuff, in the raw material, substitute goods, and in advanced countries, it has decreased their need for importing from these goods from the underdeveloped nations. So thus, this export demand, it has considerably changed and results in structural disequilibrium in the nations. But we can say that disequilibrium means the deficit of balance of payment. It seems to persist in the underdeveloped or in the developing nations, which become a big cause of the disequilibrium in the balance of payment. Next, we have cause that is inflationary spiral at home, means inflationary rises in prices that is within the country that may also produce disequilibrium in the balance of payment. Means the prices of export items that maybe go up, that may cause decline in the volume of the exports from countries concerned. So the inflationary spiral within the country that may also result in increase in the volume of imports, which affects the balance of payment, which is a reason or which is a cause of the disequilibrium in the balance of payment. Next is the capital movement. Now the capital movement, it can also a cause of disequilibrium in the balance of payment of a country, like a massive inflow of foreign capital into the country that is followed by an unfavorable balance of payment. So, a large outflow of capital, it may accompanied by favorable balance of the payment. Means when there is inflow of capital into a country, it is unfavorable. When there is outflow of capital, it is favorable. So, it may affect the balance of payment. So, it may become a cause of equilibrium in the balance of payment, that is capital movement. Next gonna be the natural factor. So the natural calamities, that is the failure of rains, sometimes coming from the flood, it may also cause disequilibrium in the balance of payment by adversing effect on agriculture and industrial production in the country. So the exports decline while imports maybe go up. That may also create or cause a discrepancy, and there is disequilibrium in the balance of payment. Next cause is the demonstration effect. Now, this demonstration effect, it is another important cause or an important other factor that is causing the deficit in the balance of payment. Especially this deficit or this cause is in the underdeveloped nations. So when the people of underdeveloped nation, they come into effect with the people of advanced countries due to economic and other social and political relations, they will desire to have Western style. They desire to have a good style. They want to have a good pattern of consumption, so that their propensity to import rises, whereas their export quantum may be remain the same. So that is also become a cause that may affect the balance of payment, that may become a reason of disequilibrium in the balance of payment for the country. Next is the high population growth. Now, what is this high population growth? It is another this a huge population and its high rate of growth in the poor countries also adversely affect the balance of payment position, adversely affecting its um, balance of payment position, because it become a cause of maybe cause of a disequilibrium in the balance of payment, as it is easy to see that there is increase in population, also there is increase in the need for the countries for imports, and also there is decrease the capacity to export. So that is very high population growth. It is also become a reason, it is also become a cause of disequilibrium in the balance of payment. Next gonna be the political factors. Now these political factors, these are also becoming a big cause of disequilibrium in the balance of payment. For example, the existence of political instability may result in disrupting the productive apparatus, and which is causing a decline in export. Also, there may be increase in the imports, which may cause a disequilibrium situations, like the payment of war reparation also may cause a serious disequilibrium in the country's balance of payment. ठीक है ना? Like the imposition of heavy bar reparation on the Germany after the First World War. It was also produced a serious disequilibrium in the balance of payment of the country. So there was this political factor. These are also becoming the reason in the causing a situation of disequilibrium in the balance of payment of the country. Next gonna be the terms of trade. Since this intensity of reciprocal demand for goods of different countries differ in terms of trade of a country, it may be differ with the different nations. So under multi-trade transactions, there may be a situation causes that is disequilibrium in the balance of payment. Last cause of disequilibrium in the balance of payment, it is the miscellaneous factor. So unfavorable exchange rate, there is increasing internal prices, increasing defense expenditure, higher cost of democracy. These are some miscellaneous factors. Those are, those are becoming a cause in the disequilibrium in the balance of payment. Also, there may be change in the taste, there may be change in the habits and the fashion of the people, which are also the miscellaneous factors. ठीक? So these are such the causes of the disequilibrium in the balance of payment. Is it clear? Yes, Bacha. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है? Now we have some items, like we have some, there is autonomous and accommodating items. Now, autonomous and accommodating items in items of balance of payment. Now, what are these autonomous and accommodating items? Can you tell me? Basically, these autonomous items are, we can say, these gonna be the transaction that are independent transactions in the balance of payment. These are influenced by the foreign exchange position of the country. These may include the export and the imports. And these accommodating items or transaction, it may cover such kind of deficit or surplus that occur in the autonomous transaction. We know that it this autonomous, it may include this import and export. And when there is surplus or deficit causes, this is covered by the or this is to be covered by this the accommodating items. So we can have a just a minute. Yes. So in these autonomous items, we can say all the international economic transaction which takes place due to goal, like to earn profit, that are the autonomous items. And accommodating items, these are emerges, means these are the activities in which balance of payment like gifts are there, है ना? Gifts by government, that are the accommodating items. But autonomous items are those are used, or those are the transaction which are just did for earning the profit. But accommodating are includes the when a government gifts to other countries, that comes under accommodating. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है? Now we always said that there is we were talking about this balance of trade and balance of payment. Now, what is, can you differentiate it, balance of trade and balance of payment? And balance of payment. Can you differentiate it, balance of trade and balance of payment? Can you give me one difference? Bacha, this balance of trade, it is, we can say this has a narrow concept, whereas balance of payment having the broader concept. This may only include the visible items. It may only include the visible items, whereas balance of payment includes visible and the invisible items. Are you getting me? Now, there is question, what are these visible items and what are the invisible items? What are the visible and the invisible items? I said that in the balance of trade, only visible items are there, but in the balance of payment, it covers both visible and invisible. Now, what are these visible and invisible items? So, visible items, all the types of physical goods, means which we can export and import by a country that are visible, like the goods which are made of some material which has some physical existence, that are the visible items. Whereas invisible items include different types of services, investment income, unilateral transfers, shipping, banking, travel services, all comes under these services. And interest, profit, dividend, royalties are a part of investment. And gifts, remittance, these are included in the unilateral transfers. All these items are comes under invisible items. So when we talk about the balance of trade, it covers only visible items, and when we talk about balance of payment, it covers both of these. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
समझ आया? Now this there is disequilibrium in balance of payment. It has effects. What kind of effect of this disequilibrium in the balance of payment? So there is this balance of payment. It results in the forex reserve. It results in the reduction of forex reserve. Now this forex reserve means that is the foreign exchange reserve. There is reduction in the foreign exchange reserve. This gonna be the effect of disequilibrium in the balance of payment. Next gonna be there is adverse effect on the economic growth and prosperity of the nation. Also, there is foreign dependence may lead political dependence. So these are such effects of the disequilibrium in the balance of payment. Is it clear, you all of you? Is it clear, everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything else you want to ask?
No, ma'am.
All clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Rudrakshi, it is your duty, bacha, to make the list of the topics where students are finding some kind of difficulty to understand. So just prepare the list and send me by this evening, today's evening. Okay? So I'll schedule the
Okay,
meetings
ma'am.
your as per your doubts and as per your confusions. Okay? So try to send me today. So it is all about today's class. So take care. Good day. Shall I close now? Okay, bacha. God bless.